Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Spring Porter with Spring Solutions LLC. In this video, I'm going to be going over discrepancies with verifying the unclaimed fund amount. If you're interested in learning a little bit about that, please stay tuned. Please note that I am not an attorney. This information is not indicated as legal advice. So this example today is coming from the Western District of Missouri. This particular district does not have their unclaimed fund amount listed on the funds locator. You actually have to go to their website, pull up a PDF file. I am going to post a link to a video that I did previously covering this particular district, so you can check somewhere up top here. So I'm reviewing this Robert Farrell. I was just going through looking at maybe smaller deals because I'm like, maybe they'll be easier to reach. So I called, or actually before I didn't call yet, I was trying to verify the funds. So I saw here he's getting back 1983. I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. That'll just a smaller deal, a few $100s, right? So I verified the funds with courtlistener.com, plugged in the case number, and then I went to the final report. The trustee's final report has all the accounting of the case. So I pulled this up. And then I go to the second page because it usually will have the refund amount. This has $13,000, over $13,000 listed, and this has 1983. Huge difference, right? Now, if this were, let's say, 2,000 or even 3,000, I probably would have just closed it and just not even followed up on it and just moved to the next one because I don't think it would have been worth the headache of calling, trying to verify, and do all this extra trouble. But because it's $13,000, I'm like, I could be missing out on a larger commission if I don't follow up on this. So I called the bankruptcy clerk and I asked her, hey, I'm so-and-so, I'm on your website and I see that there's a discrepancy in unclaimed fund amount. Can you please tell me how much money Mr. Farrell is getting back? She was unclear. Which docket are you on? I'm like, I'm specifically on docket 84, but I'm looking at the whole docket of the bankruptcy case. And this docket, just so you know, it has a lot of deposits going in for different amounts. Like here, motion to deposit funds into the registry, motion to deposit 1,700. I kept seeing and then it says withdrawn, and it's another deposit. So it's very unclear as to really how much he's getting back. I've never seen a docket read, this way. So at any rate, I called her, I tried to get the information, and she was unclear. And instead of saying, I don't know, let me check, she kept telling me, well, which docket? I don't understand where you're getting this from. And I said, I'm actually getting this from Pacer, and then I'm getting this PDF file from your bankruptcy court website. She didn't know how to get to this. She was only going on Pacer, and she only wanted to talk about one specific docket. And I'm like, well, docket 84 says he's getting back this. Well, let me put you on hold. So she puts me on hold, and she's probably still trying to figure out because I didn't get a call back from her. I just closed the call. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe I'll just call the trustee's office. And if you're unclear who the trustee is, I will post a link to Bankruptcy One-on-One that talks about the parties to the case. But if you click on parties and attorneys for court listener, you'll find out who the trustee is. And it's Richard Fink, right? So I called him. I had to research his name. And I called one of the assistants in the office. She was unclear. She's like, well, this case is from 2009. I can't pull the file. It's going to take some time. Let me get your number. I said, I just pulled it up in Pacer and on courtlistener.com. It's not old. You can still view it. I said, I'm looking at the final report right now. She's like, okay, well, let me put you on hold. So she comes back maybe after 5 minutes and she just tries to get more information from me. Like, what law firm am I working on? I said, no, I actually freelance with different attorneys from time to time, but I work from home by myself most of the time. And she's like, oh, okay, well, where are you getting the 1983 side? I tell her again, this PDF file. I tell her again, the trustee's report. So she put me on hold. I think I was on hold for about 10 minutes. And then she did have my contact information. So I terminate that call too while I was on hold because it is a simple matter. Either there is a mistake or I'm reading it wrong. Like, somebody just tell me. So I actually went up to the judge's chambers. And this is sort of the hierarchy and the chain of command. You call the bankruptcy clerk. they don't know, you call the trustee's office, and if they don't know, and then you call the judge. Basically, that's what I did. So I called 4 different people. This is the judge's chambers. Cynthia Norton is the judge over this case. So I pulled up her contacts. I immediately called the law clerk, and he's like, "Oh no, you got to speak to the courtroom deputy." So I said, "Thanks, I have the number here, I'll call her." So this is the 4th person that I called regarding this matter, and I just left a message because she was not there. Now everybody did pick up. The regular clerk picked up, the trustee picked up, and this law clerk picked up, but no one had a clear answer. They were really friendly about it. They just didn't really understand. Again, I'm calling them out of their normal day-to-day activities. Something about unclaimed funds, it throws people off and they don't really know, but the information is right there. This PDF I got from their website. I didn't make it up. The trustee's report was filed by the trustee's office. I didn't make that up. But it's just trying to get people to understand what it is that you're doing. I apologize, my son is home if you hear him screaming. But at any rate, I called the courtroom deputy clerk and I just basically left a message regarding this. Hopefully she will get back to me regarding this amount, and we can move forward. I would really hate to call Mr. Farrell and say, "Oh, you only have 1983 coming back. Do you want to work with me?" Me get the contract ready and do all of this stuff, file the application, and then nothing, you know? It'll get denied because I have the wrong amount. So that's kind of silly for me to move forward and not have all the information I need. So I'm telling you all this to say, sometimes you have to do it. Not everything is going to be easy. You're going to have to sometimes go above and beyond on getting the information that you need if you feel like the amount is worth it. $13,000 claim, if I do maybe 35% would be worth this particular hassle. So this is where, again, you're finding the information. The parties are here. And then if you click on this tab, you'll see it. And then if you click up here, you'll see who the judge is, who it's assigned to for this particular case. All right, so I just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of like where to go. There's always somebody that has an answer to something. Just keep calling until you basically hit a brick wall, and then I can move on. If I don't hear back, I don't know, maybe Monday, I'll just forget about this and just move on to the next one. That's really, sometimes what you have to do. So the judges' chambers are basically the last resort for this particular matter. There's no reason to call the U.S. trustee and the U.S. district attorney, not for this low amount here, not for $13,000 and not for 1983, right? You only call them unless they call you, to be honest, or if it's like a fraud issue that you know for sure you have proof on. Don't ever call the U.S. trustee or the U.S. district attorney unless they call you first, basically. All right, so that is it. I hope this is helpful to anyone out there who's wondering what happens when you see a discrepancy. This is basically what you have to do. Do further research and call through the chain, basically a chain of command. So for those that are interested, again, check out my videos regarding Missouri and regarding who the parties are in a bankruptcy case. If you're interested in my course, the links are below. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.